welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and today we're taking a look at a brand new game. Well, I say brand new, a brand new release, we'll phrase it that way, from Lock and Load Publishing. And it's the newest iteration of Space Infantry, and it's called Space Infantry Resurgence. We also have the expansion pack for it, which we're going to take a look at as well. So, obviously this is a sci-fi game. This is a tactical game, and originally it was just a solitaire game. So primarily this is still a solo game, although they did put in a co-op version, and there might be a multiplayer. There's multiplayer co-op for sure, and there's some other modes as well that they've kind of added and built in as well. But if you're looking for a solo sci-fi tactical game, this is primarily what this should be billed as. Now, this is the core set. This is a very, very heavy box. There's a lot of stuff in it, and the expansion's got a good amount of stuff too. So we'll take a look here, and we'll just start cracking it open. Now, we have to start with the core rulebook, and this is a huge manual. It comes in at, gosh, over 125 pages. And it is very detailed. However, before you complain to me, the font size is huge, and there's a lot of pictures and diagrams. So, rules-wise, at least the actual volume of actual rules, this is probably no different from something like Fields of Fire, which has a lot of rules, but don't let the actual number on the page scare you, okay? And Lock and Load pride themselves on having very well supported games. You really shouldn't have that many questions after having read this. On top of that, and it kind of says it here at the beginning, there is also a video boot camp. It's not like video rulebook, but if you read the rules and you play it, this will help you to play the game. So there's assistance out there already if you need or want it. So the game has a lot of different bits and pieces to it. So there's a lot of decks of cards. The game comes with 2d6, and it uses a pretty interesting... You can use just d6s, but there's also this extended dice rolling where you can roll them both together, and it might be more or less than what you roll because of it. We have all of these reference sheets, which we'll get to as well. And there's a ton of counters and maps and play aids and references. So, where to even start? So we're going to start with some of this paper here. So these are the missions. It looks like these are all kind of bound together with a piece of plastic. We'll take that off. Mission H004, H008, H003, H005. And these are single-sided. So these are mission references. And it'll tell you your node requirements, your objectives, scenario-specific rules. And then there's a special node table and nodes reference to kind of areas on a map, so to speak. So we have some of those. This is mission 15, which looks like it's a whole special other mission. Mission H007, 002, 006. Again, these are single-sided. And there's also variants to each mission as well. So big mission reference cards. SBO1 Base Assault, Mission 00, H001 Recon. This might be one of the ones you want to start with, depending. But there's a ton of missions. Then we have, this is squad building, another mission here as well. So it's squad based, so you're gonna create a squad, fill it out with guys, give them weapons, and then go and execute a mission, okay? So we have micro squad, regular squad. We have a campaign log. We have J squad. Another campaign log. Let's see, are these any different from each other? Yes, they are. Cyberfront. So these are different campaigns. Another squad, and each of the different squads have their own rules and special abilities and things, so there's a lot of replay through those. Another campaign. So there's a lot of these big campaigns, or you can just play individual missions if you so chose. There's a lot of ways to play this. Okay, this is a co-op play aid card. And the co-op's a new thing for this title. The original one, I think, was just a solitaire game. So, this is one of the mission maps, okay? And when we were talking about the nodes, and the nodes that have these little small cards, basically, here's a map. And what's going to happen is you're going to have a deck of these small nodes that correspond to whatever kind of planet or biome that you're on. And you will, I don't know if they're shuffled randomly or if there's some order, but you're going to put out all these cards and that's going to give you the map. This is more of holding boxes of where you can travel to and from with some rules and bits and pieces on there, but the cards are going to actually provide the terrain or the, things, obstacles and things that you'll come up against whilst executing the mission. You'll move from node to node. You need to clear off the nodes and do X amount of things to fulfill your mission requirements. These are double-sided as well. Mission 001, 002. This is mission 6 and 5. So, there's an ungodly amount of these. These are all missions, it looks like, although this mission 11, mission 16, so this looks like it's very different. So this probably has some extra different rules. But the missions, the maps it's a layout with a bunch of different areas. There's a ton of those. So you get a lot of game in the box. Map part B. So this is mission 12, it looks like. And then there are 3 sheets of counters. A lot of these are different markers, different items, things like grenades, medkits, things like that. Event markers. These look like they might be kind of skills of some form. And these, I believe these are your units you'll be moving from node to node, and then you'll have like your squad that references what each of these do. But these are the markers to put on the map of where you are. And then the reverse side looks like some different bits and pieces, but reverse sides of counters. Oops. And these are the pre-rounded ones. You just punch them out. These actually punch very easily. And unlike some games that are kind of pre-cut, these don't have gates on them. I mean, if they do, you can hardly tell. There's not extra nubs sticking off on the sides. Let's get that. Where's the nut? And those are very clean. And they also look very well scented. There's nothing obnoxiously cut off on these as well. So kudos on that. Always appreciate it when those turn out very nicely. Those look great, frankly. So that's counters and maps. So let's take a look at these reference sheets real quick. So the Dark Faith. And this is an enemy presence table. And we have an orders for full text, refer to section of the rulebook. This is a play aid for all the different orders that you can issue, it sounds like. This is the flesh-eating xenotype queen. So the queen looks like she's got legs, head, body, front legs, and glands. So you probably have to target certain areas or damage different things. This is looks like a big boss at the end of a campaign. Grav tank, and it's got range tables, enemy presence tables, things like that. Obviously, you're not going to be using all of these. A mission might have 1 or 2 of them in it, so you're not going to have table creep as badly as it might seem with all these. Elder Leviathan, he's got 3 different points you can attack. Turn record track. Void spiders. Again, it's got all the details of what they do. And so they'll have counters on that map on the different nodes, but the reference sheet tells you what they do. Just to kind of keep the counters clean, I guess. Flesh Eaters, Xenotype. The artwork on these is very cool. Always like some good sci-fi artwork. Flesh Eaters. Sequence of play, so that's nice. We'll keep that handy. Always like a good sequence of play. Titan, huge big tank. Mutants. Armored building. So breaking in, you gotta do some shields, who knows. Battle drones. Beastmasters. Chthonians. Dark Roots. And Cyber's Sentinel. So, nice variety of different enemies that you'll face as well. And we have Hive Tiles. I don't know if I can open this. There we go. So the tiles, I believe, for if you're fighting on the Hive world, this is kind of a random setup. So you can see there's nodes on it which have the linking lines, but I can attach this one. So the maps, at least for the Hive world, might be randomized. So it's going through the tunnels, discovering where you're going, trying to find the big bad kind of a thing. So that's a very neat element. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of those tiles. So at least for the Hive campaign, I think you'll make good use of those, which that's cool. And the rest of the game is a ton of cards. And are these going to be particularly easy to open? So they don't have the easy open tab, so just understand that. You're going to have to get some scissors out and open these up. So these are at least some of the node cards. So you had the map, which has all those spaces in. Literally, you'll take the ones and you'll put them out, and they have references. This is like how many enemies might come out and what kind of an encounter you might have. And it tells you this is an outdoor one. So there's the outdoor spaces on the nodes. They're going to get the outdoor ones where you do a lot of fighting. But you might be like, this is a climbing obstacle. If you have the climb skill, it's going to be easier for you to kind of win or like defeat this node, basically. Communications, fire, scouting, tracking. So again, this is a game that's going to reward good tactical planning, making a well-balanced team, bit of everything, keeping people protected so that it's easier to overcome some of the more nuanced encounters that you'll come across that isn't just rock'em sock'em robots where you're just shooting people to death. Science tracking. There's an absolute ton of these, and some of them it's like, oh, use a special node table. There's like too much stuff to put on here, so you'll reference a table in a particular mission and it'll tell you this is what it is. There's a ton of those. And then there's a whole nother deck of these, so I think we'll be getting some bags to kind of divvy these up and keep them separated. And so it tells you on the back, some of these are for some particular missions. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So these are particular nodes. Again, they reference particular missions, but it tells you you're going to lay out this map so you know what you're going up against. Do these have the same thing? Scenario? Yeah, these all for Hive ones. Space. So some of them are generic for their biomes. Indoor, outdoor. Some of them are for specific missions. So maps won't look the same from mission to mission, which is very nice. There's a ton of those. Okay, what else we got? So in here we have strategic option, heavy battle suit. These look like they are extras that you can buy. So this is a reference card for your plasma grenades. You may now pick plasma grenades as a resource instead of the standard grenades. So maybe as you go through campaigns and you level up, you might be able to pick some of these things, or you gain them, and it enhances your capacity to fight or gain new and cool things. We have these huge cards. Let's see. The huge ones. Oof. These are big cards. These are all different missions, it looks like. And there's a ton of these. These are encounters, mission, a ton of different missions. Encounters and missions. Okay, you know what? I am going to keep those. Oh, I don't want to mess it. I don't want to mess the order up just in case there's some particular order to these. Sometimes that's the case. But these are a ton of reference cards with some backstory. And then on the back of them, it tells you what type of a mission it is, what your objectives are, what the alert levels are. So those have a lot of that playing setup information on it. Jesus. So Titan, heavy armor. So these are unit cards. Mutants. These are your guys, it looks like. Void spiders. So this is a ton of unit reference cards, of which there are a lot. Xenomind, there's a ton of those. Interesting, the Xenomind, all these cards look like they're a deck. On the back of them it tells you, hey, something happens. So maybe for that mission there's like a deck of cards and you're working against this deck that's trying to shut you out of some kind of a hive mind that you're trying to run around and it's setting traps for you. That looks pretty cool. And we have even more. So we got mercenaries, soldiers, xenotype gestalt, hunters, crushers. And again, these all have really neat artwork on them. Queen's Guard, Scouts. There's a ton. These are all enemies. There's so many of them. So just from the first looks, I mean, there is a lot of game in here. So I don't think we'll ever be bored or not have enough to do. Before I put that away, I'm going to figure out a way to store all those cards without getting them all mixed up. Let's take a quick look at the expansion pack. So the expansion pack's a smaller 2-inch box. This is a big 3-incher. And in here we have, it's just more, right? It's just more and more and more. The back tells you it's ups the difficulty and the adventure with a new set of nightmare modes requiring rare skills and more unique events. So it's just more stuff that makes it, you know, maybe even more difficult. So we have one campaign, mission. So it looks like that's all there is in that. But these maps are much bigger than some of those other ones. So let's take a look at this map here. For example, this map has a lot more nodes on it than some of those other ones did. So that probably, you know, requires more stuff to get through it, and be a bit more careful because you have to survive longer. And we have another big map as well, and it comes with another deck of cards and another big sheet of the reference. So the nightmare modes, I mean, it's like hazard analysis, extreme threat is what it says at the top here. Nightmare mode. Yeah, and I don't know the ins and outs, but I'm sure it's just, it ramps up the difficulty, more bad things happen to you. More of those planet cards, mission cards, mission cards, mission cards. There's just a ton of these. And then we have this whole, another deck of small cards. And all of these are for those new missions and campaigns we got. So we got a couple of new weapons, it looks like, which is nice. Those look very cool. And I would presume are entirely necessary for our nightmare mode. A whole bunch of new nodes. Tracking, engineering, repair. Those are our underground and outdoor nodes. And then we have an ice biome. So on the back of some of these nodes, like it has a biome. So if we're playing on an ice planet, we're going to use these nodes. If we're playing on a desert planet, we're obviously not going to use those ones. Some more underground ones. And these ones we have Mission UTO-1. This isn't for one of the ultra maps. Those we have outdoor desert. So if you want to play a scenario where like, I'm playing on a desert planet, you use these cards. If you want to do outdoor urban, we're going to do the urban ones. And obviously this is, you know, a lot of urban stuff, computers, demolitions, repairs, scouts. But it's just some different flavor, and the you'll have different encounters and things like that. And these are some jungle cards. Oh, more ice ones. There's more ice ones, which is nice. And a bunch of jungle ones as well. But that's what you get in the expansion. Expansion, you get like hard mode and just more stuff. So that's the expansion. This is one which has been on the radar for a while. It's been a while in the making. It is a remake of that original Space Infantry, but this is a premium product. There's a lot in there. The rulebook is long, but it's not as long as it looks. And I am excited to play this. A good solo game, a good sci-fi game. I mean, that's right up my alley. So this is Space Infantry Resurgence from Lock and Load. This just came out. It is available now. Check it out if it's something you're interested in. There is a lot to unpack here, and I'm excited to kind of get to grips with it and get it played and see what we can make of it. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I've been Alexander from theplayersaid.com.